of Lagos, Southwest Nigeria. My name is Dabola Ogunshaki, and this morning I'm starting with Vanguard of the paper review. Vanguard is leading with Rivers crisis. I'm still governor. That's coming from Fubara. Regrets a current political crisis in state. You must protect Fubara, INC tells APC. Lawyers threaten suit against the Rivers CJ. You can see that story on page 12. On page 8, ADC to federal government. Come clean on Nigeria-US et part. Mother of 3 officers. NDLEA naps drug lord after a 12-year manhunt. You can see that story on page 6. And on page 8, federal government bans mining within 10-kilometer radius of bridges nationwide. On Financial Vanguard, 62.5% rise in electricity sector. Debt threatens federal government's 1.2 trillion naira bond. On page 5, 52 suspects arrested in Ekpoma for looting, vandalism. That's coming from the Inspector General of Police. And here there's a photo story showing a National Security Advisor, Nur Badu, Nasarawa Governor, and Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, welcoming President Bola Ahmed Tinubu back to the country after his participation in the 2026 Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week of the presidential wing of Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Now, away from there, let's move to the top on page 9. Alleged forgery in United Kingdom property case. Federal government files criminal charges against Ozekhome. And that's all on Vanguard newspaper. Away from there, we'll move to the Punch newspaper. The Punch major headline says, petrol war, importers outpace Dangote with 62% supply in 2025. Federal government report shows high-stakes struggle for Nigeria's petrol market as 15% fill import duty loans. You can see that on page 33. And the photo story shows drama as Senegal beats Morocco to claim AFCON title. Page 41 has a story. On page 20, 2027, my re-election unstoppable, Oti tells Ojikalu. Motorist talk has multiple collisions ground Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. You'll see that on pages 4 and 5 on top banner. On page 9, 30 billion naira relief. Oyo cries politics as Makinde faces EFCC petition. Lastly, on the Punch newspaper, cash rush, ATM withdrawals jump 19.8% to 36 trillion naira. You can see that story on page 34. Now let's move to the Nation newspaper. The Nation is leading with recapitalization, 20 banks in race to escape CBN armor. Financial institutions weighing options of downgrading status. You can see that story on page 2. Killer suspect of woman, 6 children in police net. You can see that on page 3. ICPC files charges against Ozekhome over ownership of Husseini's United Kingdom house. I got disputed property as gift for election petition cases, SAN insists. We have no record of passport use in United Kingdom land registry, says immigration. You can see that story on page 2. Brave Senegal turn host Morocco to claim second AFCON title. Lastly, on the Nation newspaper top banner, on page 4, Oyo gives 25 million naira cash to families of slain forest guards. You can see that story on page 4. And lastly, the Guardian major headline says, sex new capital rules stir anxiety, stress test portfolio managers. You can see that on page 6. Oyo Group decried Nigeria's 150,000 sickle cell birth yearly burden. NAF kills over 40 insurgents, disrupts a Borno attack. Federal government bans mining activities within 10-kilometer radius of bridges nationwide. And the World Bank, large-scale rural road investment key to Nigeria's food security goal. Lastly, on the Guardian newspaper, federal government will inject 30 billion naira in 74 federal varsities as unions urge pact execution. You can see that story on news page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. That's all we have on the front pages of the dailies. Join us after the break for a brief analysis of some of the stories. Welcome back. If you're just joining me, this is Today the News on Vanguard Live. My name is Damlola Ogunshaki. Joining me to analyze some of the stories on the front pages this morning is Mr. Ali Mohammed, CEO of Magnet Communications, former editor of Daily Times and Concord newspaper. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Amilola. How are you?
I'm very fine. Thank you for joining us. And let's start with Rivers State this morning. Now, Governor Fubara, he has insisted that he remains the governor of Rivers State and has pledged to uphold peace despite the ongoing political tension. So, what do you think? What message is Governor Fubara trying to send with this declaration at this point? In this ongoing crisis in Rivers State.
It is unfortunate that we are having another major crisis in Rivers State, which can be attributed to godfatherism. In life, somebody will make another person. It is normal that you contribute to whatever a man becomes, but you don't have to forever turn that person that you have made to a slave. I am seriously against the dictatorial activities of Nyesom Wike to the governor of Rivers State. The man is a governor, for God's sake. He is supposed to be in charge of that state. He doesn't have to report to anybody apart from the president. But here we have a minister of FCT who believes that he's the one that made Fubara governor and Fubara must take orders from him. That to me is wrong. It is not acceptable constitutionally, and the earlier Fubara sits down very well as a governor and extricate himself from the clause of those who are dictating to him, the better for him. Because you see, freedom is not negotiable. The fact that you help him to be governor doesn't mean that he must take instructions from you. It is wrong. It is unacceptable to me. And the man concerned must reject it totally. And that is what I think he's trying to do now. People are saying that he has the support of the president. Yes. The president cannot support evil. Do you know the number of people the president has helped to achieve their political goals and achievements in this country? Is he dictating for any of them? No. So I support Fubara coming out of the dictatorial tendencies of Nyesom Wike. He's a minister, for crying out loud. Yes, as a minister, he said he bought a Mercedes-Benz worth over $1 million and nobody is talking about it. In other crimes, such a person will be probed. Where did you get over $1 million or 1 billion naira that you spent on a limousine, on a Rolls Royce? From the money made from being the godfather of Fubara in Rivers State. We must stop all this godfatherism. I cannot be governor and somebody else will now be telling me how to govern. No, I will reject it totally. So we must all support Fubara so that Wike will get off that guy and allow him to do what he's doing in Rivers State. I will not take that from any godfather too.
But there have been, talks of impeachment moves, court cases, and even political realignment behind the scenes. So, is this now more is it now going to legal battle instead of the political crisis?
There should be a legal battle because the so-called Wike, is neither in PDP or in APC. As at today, Wike cannot claim to be a member of the real faction of PDP. He is a factional leader of PDP. It shows how controversial, how disloyal he is to the party that he belongs to. He's not a member of APC, bona fide APC. No, he's not. But he's meddling into the affairs of both PDP and APC simply because you made somebody a governor. In life, somebody made him who he is today. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu appointed him minister. The man has not disturbed him from performing his duty. He has not called him to say, no, don't do this as a minister. You must do that as a minister. Just the way he's doing to Fubara. To me, that harassment by Wike should be resisted heavily. The man is a state governor, and you are making him look like a governor that doesn't know what he's doing. You go there and you start telling him he must do this, he must do that. I won't take that shit from anybody. I will not. And Fubara must stand his ground. Let these problems from Wike be stopped once and for all. Somebody must look at Wike and tell him the truth.
But if this impeachment threat continues, how strong is Fubara's standing?
He has gone to court. He has gone to court to ask for injunction or whatever. He has gone to court. It should go to court and pursue this legally. From what I read, I was told that Fubara gave 350 million to each of those lawmakers. What else do they want? He should cut himself to money for them? No. They all must be resisted. That corrupt tendencies, not only in Rivers State, it has become part of us in Nigeria. Once you have somebody in government, that person must continue to bring money to those who made him or who appointed him, who sent him to the federal level where he has been appointed either as a governor or a minister. That tendency must stop. Nigeria is not a market where people will come, take big money, and go underground, build houses, buy Rolls Royces, and all that. These corrupt tendencies in our political climate should stop. It must be stopped. If a state governor claims to be spending 350 million for about 45 legislators, sit down and calculate that. Public money. For what? So we must put all this nonsense to an end once and for all. Because at the end of the day, the public pulse is being affected by all this struggle for supremacy because Wike appointed Fubara or nominated Fubara for governor. Fubara must be loyal to him. He must steal government money and give to him. No. That is